Take three, take three. Not sure how much of this was recorded or I said previously, but I am in my new shop, my own shop, no longer borrowing shops or visiting shops, trying to get my car on their list, working around their schedules. God bless the child that got his own. So hopefully there will be more consistent content of me working on vehicles and different projects. So being that I just moved, I'm still in boxes and things are still not where they need to be. But I did make enough space to put my lift together, bring two of the several cars I got, and I'm going to pick up where I left off at. Sorry about my camera angle, it's a little crazy. I believe I was working on a 69 Roadrunner before I began my moving process. So this was an easy fix, relatively. It was a running car, it just was put up, and to me wasn't, well, I guess the long-term storage wasn't in mind. They just put it up for a little while, and that just turned into a long while. With that being said, the gas tank and everything fuel related was ruined. Stale gas, varnished gas, clogged lines, clogged carburetor, etc., etc. Was able to throw a battery in this thing and put an IV bottle with some fuel on it and got it to idle. But the car needed more attention. The master cylinder needed changing. The rubber seals in that, I guess, had dry rotted from sitting so long. And when I started working on the fuel system, I noticed one of the intake bolts when I went to change the carburetor was stripped out. So I just ordered a Helicoil kit that just came in. I've been running fuel lines, bending fuel lines, getting connections and connectors, fittings. Changed the rear shocks, put some Calvert Racing on there. This car did see a lot of Englishtown when it was in its heyday. And that's kind of where it was left off at. So transmission is fresh, I believe. I know the converter was changed. It's got a nice balanced 30 over 440 in it. I believe it's 10 or 11 to 1 compression. I'm not sure. One day I'm going to see if I can interview Curtis Taylor Sr., whose car this was, and so he could say notable things that needs to be said about this car. And again, I have my own shop now, so the activity of repairing stuff and restoring stuff should pick up considerably. I'm probably going to put a camera on what I'm doing today and voice over as needed. So just to put you on what's going on, let's see if I can get my camera to flip around. And what I'm currently doing now, it has an electric fuel pump and a manual fuel pump. Let's see what you look at. Oh, I see what's going on. So that's what I was working on last night. Getting a fitting to keep the 3/8 fuel line, because it cut it down considerably. And what was the purpose of putting an electric fuel pump on and 3/8 fuel line from the tank all the way up here to get cut down to 5/16 or something like that. So I would have finished this last night, but I noticed that the intake manifold had a stripped bolt hole. One of the studs was stripped out, so they tried to drill it out and put a Helicoil in there, I guess. I don't know. I guess it wasn't done right, or maybe it didn't hold up through time, but I bought another Helicoil kit and I'm going to put that in today. Put the carburetor back on with the spacers and try to complete this fuel line so the vehicle start up on its own. No more temporary bottles. And also the master cylinder I took out last night. That master cylinder needed changing. The seals had dry rotted and it wasn't working. It had put fluid in there, but the pedal was still on the floor. Nothing was happening. So let me put this light down. I got the aluminum replacement compared to that stock cast iron one. This one's aluminum, very lightweight. I put the arm on it. But interestingly, the 69s and down, those master cylinders don't have the 4 studs coming out of the firewall. The studs is connected to the master cylinder itself. And with that being said, Mopar guys know the controversy is take the front seat out to get to the master cylinder. That's the studs right there. You can see one of them is missing. I'll tell you what happened with that. It should have been an easy deal. I mean, I changed the one in my 65 Coronet. I also changed the master cylinder in my 66 Coronet, which is up there next to my pickup truck outside. Didn't have to take out the front seat. Just needed a universal with a 1/2 inch and some patience. So I came in the same mindset. That's what was going to happen with this Roadrunner. But this Roadrunner was 4-speed. And as you can see, that third pedal is still there. Clutch pedal is still there. So super tight up underneath there. I don't know. I'll try to get a flashlight so you can see what I'm talking about. Hang on. Super tight up underneath there. I even ordered some tools, some sockets, some universal sockets and deep sockets and all kind of special crap, thinking I was going to be able to get that thing off. No dice. So just showing you that this was a stick shift car. You can see the clutch pedal with the chain around it, gas pedal. I don't know what's up with this flashlight. But that was my night last night. I was out here until about 9-10 o'clock at night. And it's very peaceful. No one to bother me, ask me questions or disturb me or distract me. I just came in here, closed the door, put some music on, and got to it. Let me tell you, I got more done the hour or two that I was out here than me being out here for 8 hours during the day with distractions. So, just to show you, clutch pedal with the chain, brake pedal, gas pedal. And this is a automatic shifter that is made by Hurst. So he was able to keep the automatic with the stick look with that hump. You know, the 4-speed Mopars come with that hump on the side. What else? I got a set of wheel with brakes to put in the front, and line lock. So yeah, let me finish the story with the master cylinder. One bolt, the top left. Mission impossible. I tried every tool known to man, and I didn't want. This is not going to be a 12-point restoration car. This car was a track car, so it's a nice, solid 69 Roadrunner. So this was the tool of choice, the old air grinder. I went in there and I grinded the side of the nut of the bolt, and I was able to get that master. So I was able to get 3 nuts off from inside the car. So those 1, 2, 3, the bolts, you can see them, they came off. It was this one. I had to come this way very carefully, slice that off. And once I did that, I was able to get the master cylinder off. I was fortunate the bolts, the 2 lines came out the master cylinder. They didn't give me a hard time. So, with all that being said, I'm going to tackle a few projects today as much as I can before I can stop. I got about a good 2 or 3 hours, at least 4 hours tops. Again, I'm just going to put the camera on and do some things, and I'm going to have some music going because that's what keeps me going, and I'll voice it over at the end if anything needs to be said. Alright, so that's what the plan is today. Master cylinder. Also, I forgot. I was all over the place last night. I was trying to get a lot done. Front shocks need to be changed too, so I got some Calvert racing springs. That bolt came off, but when the car was painted, my good friend Ansel painted this car years and years ago, and I can't blame that on him. I don't know if he did that. The bolts, the shock tower bolts was painted, so of course they fought me One came off pretty good. I sprayed the other one. I soaked it down with some PB Blaster. If that don't come off, I'm gonna hit that with the Whiz Wheel too. I'm not playing with this car. And get this one done. As you can see, the 1940 is up next. Actually, Dirty Diana should be back from being painted. That's down in Virginia. But the 40 3-window coupe, I'm seriously thinking about chopping this thing, taking about 3 inches out the roof and lowering it. I got all my welders. I got the shop. Really no excuse other than time. How much I'm gonna get done? There's a 392 that's going in Dirty Diana under wraps, and a 5.7 that's probably gonna go in that 50 Ram pickup truck. I'm not sure. And I got a nice 360 here. That's gonna go in one of my projects too. Not sure who's getting what. I'm not sure. And I got a nice 30 over 440. That's very nice, but a friend of mine gave that to me. It was sitting outside for a while, so I'm gonna have to go through this 440. I don't even know what I'm putting that in. I got trip flow heads and everything. A lot of things going on. So let me set up the stationary camera and start working on something. Let me tell you, for anybody that's out there, not the pros that know everything, is gonna tell me I should have did this that way and done that this way. I'm talking about the people that's learning or just want a hobby, something to do. You just want to turn a wrench on your own thing. It don't take much. You don't have to come outside and do it all in a day. Some days I'm out here for 10 minutes and I'm in the house and I'm like, oh, let me just run out here and knock this out. And eventually, you'll get it done. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Some things I'm going to film, some things I'm not going to film. It depends on my mood. If I'm not in the mood, I won't film because it won't come out good. But today, like I said, I'm going to set up a stationary camera. Let me turn this around. I'm going to set up the stationary camera and film as much as I can. And we're going to get through this restoration together. All right? So stand by. Okay, so we are back. I hate starting with everybody on the channel does the same thing. I'm gonna do a quick unboxing of the OMT 131 piece SAE thread repair kit. It just came in from Amazon. I'll put the link in the bottom. Let's turn this around so you can see it. Excuse the mess. OMT, Orient Motor Tech. That's what it stands for. This is the unboxing of their 138 piece, 131 piece thread repair. We commonly know it as a Healy coil kit. I said one of the intake bolts, the strip. I went and bought some intake bolts. I thought it was I didn't think it was. I knew it was the hole, but it was a Healy coil in there. The bolt was a little wanky, so I said, well, let me order some decent bolts. And I did that, but it still was wanky. So I don't know how much of this you can see. Let's do this together. Like I said, it's 131 piece. A bad glare. Thread repair includes a drill bit, screw tap, installation tool, a break-in pin tool, and a wire thread inserts. It comes with 1/4 inch thread count 20, 5/16 thread count 18, 3/8 thread count 16, 7/16 thread count 14, 1/2 inch thread count 13, and that is what I got my eyes on to fix the old Holley Dominator intake that's on the very old setup 69 Roadrunner, but still capable. Very low miles on that setup. So it has the package list telling you basically what's in there. Gives you a step-by-step what to do. They want you to get the drill out whatever issue you got going on, tap in a new thread using the correctly sized screw tap. I think I'm past that. I may try to run a tap down there to clean it up a little, or if a tap is in here. Oh, the taps are included. I'm probably gonna run the tap down and try to clean up the threads. Screw the insert into the threaded hole with light downward pressure. You put that in one of those L-shaped contraptions, and after that's in there, you go in there with the tool and you break off this little tang. It's a little tang in there. Let me see if I can get one of them out. Show you what I'm talking about. This bad boy here. Let's flip this around so I can see. This little tang, once you unscrew, that's what engages with the L tool. And you screw that down into the new threads. Then you put the appropriate tab breaker in there. Give that bad boy a tap down. And that breaks that tab off, making a nice clean piece. So what I'm gonna do, you can never get these things back. I'm gonna get the appropriate Healy coil for my application, and it should be no, it's not the 5/16. It should be the 3/8. Should be the 3/8 kit. And make sure that it threads onto my carburetor stud to confirm it is the 3/8 kit that I'm looking for. So what you want to do is get the tap that you're looking for, get the thread that you're looking for, and the 3/8 is not it. I was wrong. It is the 5/16. Put that back in here and punch in here. I thought that was going to be too small, so get one of these out. Just confirm that it screws onto my stud. And we're going to walk this over to the intake. I hope you can hear me past the fan. The fan's kind of loud, and I'm talking kind of low. So you just want to get this, the thread, and that is indeed the size that I'm looking for. So I'm going to get the tap. I guess you just tap it in the tool, in the installation tool. And I'm going to set this over by the intake. And I'm going to go to my messy table and get a crescent wrench to run this tap down, clean up these threads. If you can't hear me, I will voice over when I get this into the studio. See what will work. Right, and always try to keep stuff from going down the intake. You don't want any shavings going down your motor. Got a 5/16 wrench to flip the tap. Although I think we're good on that because the threads were there already. the threads is stripped on this. I'm gonna see if I can run see if I can run this thread piercer down there. May be it. I don't know. I'll run the stud down and see if it tightens up. I didn't put it in the way they wanted me to. Honestly, I thought I was going to take it back out. If I can get it back out, I'm going to flip it over like it's supposed to be so I can break that tab. I didn't think it was going to... I think it was going to stay down there like it did. It's not going to work. So if that's the case, it is not rocket science. As long as the thread grabs and long as the cargo is weak. That is the end game. Let me get a 1/4 inch, sink that down and see if that's it. Pretty much what it was doing yesterday. So, I'm going to try something. I'm going to have to work this out with the stud. Now for my next trick, I'm going to see if I get the next size up to go in that hole. That hole's pretty big. I'm going to have to drill it out. And if I get that to sink down there, I'm going to try 2 inserts. Let me get the drill. They really stretch that motherfucker. Let me get a drill. this out a little bit and stick the net sides. This one, tap it. Try to tap it. Tap it, make sure the tap it straight. So you can have your stud going this straight. The reason why you want your stud to go in this straight, so the carburetor consider studs. Turn the quarter, back it out, clean it, turn another quarter, turn it, back it out, turn it, usually back out, you want to clean the fibers out of the thread. They're cutting new threads into the intake. And the intake is aluminum. So it doesn't take much pressure, nice and slow. And make sure that you're getting a nice straight shaft. the magnet, try to get as much of the filings up as possible. A stronger magnet. This is just a magnet tip that I got. See if I can get some of the filings up. Yeah, right. That filings are gonna pick up with aluminum. That's funny. So, what I'm running through, a small screwdriver in the rag. Try to clean it up as much as I can. Okay. In here. I'm just hell bent on doing it that way. For some reason, I refuse to put that in the right way. For some strange reason, I just refuse to put that insert in the way it was supposed to go in. Put it in backwards. I wonder why that happened. So, what I may have to do, I may have to destroy this to get this off. I believe I snapped the pin. I'm going to try to use, maybe I had the wrong size insert tool. Maybe that's the problem that is. I'm going to destroy this and get it out. I goofed, as always, not paying attention. I'm going to get this thing in there. Start it over again. Now, kiddies, don't try this at home. I'm gonna try a double kit, because believe it or not, in my opinion, it doesn't hold much pressure.
It just wants to smell that carburetor. So if I can get this in thread,
that would be a good thing. If not, you have to come up with something else. I'll just bring that back to see if I can get this thing to thread.
theoretically,
Should. That's gonna fight me. It's slightly off. Let me get some gaskets and see if that will do. This is the moment of truth. It's gonna fight me. It is going to fight me. So
I have a plan. I take this out. I take the stove completely out. Take the gaskets and use it. Loosen up a little bit.
see if I get that to sink down a little bit more. I'm gonna play with this a little bit longer, and I'm gonna probably end up getting it into the taking this off completely. Carb sit on that. This carb sits on that. That actually will be the ticket. Loosen that up a little bit. Some nuts on that, and you may be feeling this puppy completed. Not a lot of torque holding on these carburetors. If you tighten it down too much, it will crack the base. That's the only reason why I did what I did. I don't believe it should be an issue as long as there are no vacuum leaks in that corner in particular. Should be fine, but I won't know that until a little run. And maybe we'll spray some carb cleaner to see if changes the pitch of the idle. It does, I'll have to readjust the situation. Let's get a half-inch deep socket. Snug these little puppies down. And I can continue running the fuel onto the carburetor. More things at the house. snug these up. I don't put a torque on these. Some people do. I snug them up. Check my feel in my hand. That's good. When we're doing that yesterday, that really tightened. The whole spot was torn. And what I do is I purposely get a good grip, firm grip on the ratchet. So I don't want to talk about. Snug them down. Four corners. Once the vehicle's running, I'll spray carb cleaner, see if it changes the pitch in the motor, and snug them down more. Because that's just the way I do it. Just cover that up. And I'm going to get my pipe bender. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get an alternator to stick back in the bracket to find out how much or how to finish bending is very soft. Creates fuel line. Get that to where it needs to be. And I'll complete the bend and cut the line and put a rubber line on it. So we're going to pause for now. So it took some time to find an alternator. I'm not sure if the alternator came off this car. Doesn't really matter. I just want the alternator back in place so I can bend the lines around the alternator and make sure I have enough room for the alternator. Well, I think I am going to put a smaller 90 amp alternator, opposed to these little 60s that come with it. I really don't know what was on it, but I know they weren't running a lot of electronics, just the electric fuel pump. Let me see. I doubt this is 90, this is probably just a 60. 60 amp. Full start though. Might be I like to run the little light ones on there anyway for weight. The 440 is plenty or heavy. And I'm going to get this in place so I know how to bend it through the fuel line. So, the alternator will live there. I should be able to bend this by hand. I do have a pipe bender. And I will get my pipe bender for this 90 right here. I'm going to cut some of this off, so I'm not trying to work such a big piece. Let me get my tell you, when your hands are sweaty, can't get them back in these gloves. I'm gonna give myself enough room to work in case I have to squeeze my pipe bender in here and make some professional looking bends. Fight in this thing. So the pipe cutter, again, not for the pros, just for people that's trying to work on their own cars. Nothing else on TV, you want to watch me butcher this one. Screw it a little. Put aluminum out to raise the part to get back. Bad thing with one of these type of the 4-post lifters, when things fall in, it's best to just lift the whole saw up to get the offending tool. So with my trusty pipe bender, I'm gonna come underneath. I'm not running a vacuum advance on this, but I'm still gonna come underneath it. This is pretty soft for mild bends, but for this 360, I like to come up underneath the spark plugs. So, that being said, I'm going to work the pipe into its biggest groove and come on top if I can and start my 90. This whole tool out. Let's get the tool out and a better bite. Complete your bends. Put another R90. try to run you for it. Come up with a 45 and a 90. What I should have did, it's not too late, instead of putting a bend in it, just come on up and go straight on in. You see? It's a good thing about the aluminum in the middle. It's nice and soft. I'm going to put a pipe cutter on there. Stop making it complicated. Keep it simple, stupid. Oh, guess what? I raised the car to get the pipe in there. No, I may not have to get the tray. I gotta get the tray to slide for it. Hang 10. Alright, so I raised the car up and I got my pipe cutter and I'm gonna cut this bad boy down a little so I can do a simple connection. Finish it up. A little piece of 2-inch rubber hose and add a connection to the power. Drag racing, I think it's supposed to be no more than 6 inches of rubber. I think. Just they change the moves. When I do drag race, I don't want to hear anything when I go through tech. So, build it right. Build it once. Just trying to get too fancy to go around the distributor, but that would have made the final connection. Put it almost on a 90 with a hose. That's gonna do it. There's a hard line connection. I'm not gonna problem with it. This little pipe cord is so small. It always falls out of my hand. So I'm going to put a 90 on this. I don't know if I'm going to do it by hand or I'm going to try to put the pipe bender in there. I'll probably just do it by hand. Nice little 90. And I can keep that last little connection with rubber hose. So, I don't think you guys need to see me put a 3-inch piece of hose and 2 clamps on here. Consider the fuel restoration project completed. That will end the video for today, but not my assignments. I'm just going to keep on going and then catch you up when the cameras are back on. Probably be tomorrow, and I'll show you how much I got done and how much is left to do. But for today, this is a wrap.